All right, I'm going to show you how to get started on your golf tee game and also hit some of the major basic things that you're going to need to know. First, when you log into Onshape, you're going to click Create Document, and we're going to call this golf tee game. Some projects you need to use millimeters. Some projects you need to use inches. For a golf tee game, we're going to do inches. You go to the three lines here, choose workspace units, and make sure that it's set to inches. You can choose from here, and it all looks good. And then hit the green check mark. Okay, these are your planes for your front, top, and right view. Generally, when we use Onshape, we're going to make a two-dimensional drawing on the top plane and then extrude it to make it three-dimensional. So we're going to use the top plane. If I hover over it, you'll see it turns yellow. What we're going to do is do our first sketch on the top plane. So I'm going to click Sketch, and you'll notice here it creates in my history tree sketch 1. We may have several sketches when we're done. You do not want to hit this green check mark until you are finished drawing this sketch. So you got to leave this open. And it says select a sketch plane. So I'm going to choose the top and click. And you can see there, it's placed my sketch on the top plane. If you press P on your keyboard, it will hide the planes until you want them back again. I like to hide them and then maybe use them later. If I press P again, they'll come back, as you can see. All right, this is your navigation cube. It is very handy. I want to look straight down on my sketch, which is the top plane, so I'm going to double click top. Okay, and then your scroll wheel on your mouse can help you zoom. You're going to need to know how to zoom. You're going to need to know how to pan. Pan is like this. What you do is you hold the scroll wheel down and then move. And then if you right click and hold it in, you can rotate, which you're going to want to do. Sometimes when you get it rotated, it's all funny and it's hard to get back to where it is, and it's really hard to get back to where it is. Again, you just come over here and we want to look at it from above, so I'm going to go to the top plane. I just find the part of the cube that says top, which is here, and double click it, and that will zoom in on it just right. So we are going to be designing the triangle shape. You'll see there's no triangle tool, but there is a polygon tool. If you do the drop down, we're going to choose circumscribed polygon. You're going to click on your origin and make sure you have a yellow line that goes straight up. Now, this is not a triangle, but that's fine. I just want it to be the yellow dotted line because I'm straight up. Click, and then it asks you how many sides you want. And I'm going to change that to 3 and click. In Onshape, generally you just make shapes. You don't worry about the size, okay? Because what you're going to do is you're going to use this dimension tool to change the size of it. So what I do is I click on one of these sides here. If you look at your technical drawing, this is supposed to be a certain length. If I click, you can see it's 4.844, which is not correct. I'm going to click to place my dimension. I like to place it not on the edge, but right here in the middle. And then it allows me to change the measurement, okay, which we are going to change according to your drawing. So you need to look at that. I'm going to type this in. I don't recall if this is the correct measurement. You need to check your drawing. All right. So dimensions are used to size things. And if you want, you can always delete dimensions after you're done with them. When you choose a tool in Onshape, it will remain chosen. So you can see when I chose dimension, it's on here. If I click again, it's going to try to make more dimensions, okay, which I don't really want to do. I'm going to hit undo here. Okay. If you don't want to use the tool anymore, you have to click it again to turn it off. Okay. That takes getting used to. All right. So this is our triangle. It is flat, as you can see. We want to extrude this. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the extrude button. I'm going to select what I want to extrude. It's set to 1 inch, which is incorrect. We don't want 1 inch. We want to set it to 5/8 according to your drawing. And you can see it's now set at 5/8 depth. Okay, since I am done drawing my triangle and I'm done with my extrude, I'm going to hit the green check mark. So you can see we have a sketch here. If I double click it, that is just the sketch that I drew, which was flat. Okay. If I look at extrude, double click that, that shows me the extrude that I made off my sketch. So you see, each time you do something, it creates a new part in your tree, which we want. All right. So this is what we have so far. We want to draw our peg holes on top. So what I'm going to do is create a new sketch on top of the triangle, because I'm going to draw my holes on top of this here. So I'm going to do a new sketch. It says choose a sketch plane. Now if I press P, I've got my sketch planes, but I really don't want to place it on a sketch plane. I want to place it on the top of my triangle, which is a sketch plane. So I'm going to click here. It puts the sketch directly on top, and now anything I draw will be on top of this triangle. Let's go ahead and look at it from straight above. Now, in your directions, it shows that your first hole should be 1/2 inch from the tip straight down. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to create a line, and we're going to use construction lines. They're not real lines, they're more like guides. If I click here to do construction, and I like to zoom in, I'm going to click here on the point, and we have to make sure this goes straight down. Don't go crooked, go straight down. The length doesn't matter, because after I click, I'm going to type in the measurement. So I'm going to type in, I think it said 0.5. Just type 0.5 on the keyboard and then hit enter. You can see there it's automatically sized my line. And notice I've got another line already connected, ready to go, which I want as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make another guideline coming straight down, and I'm going to make it parallel with this one. And if it's yellow, which you can see right there, dotted lines, that means it is parallel. And I'm going to click, and there's my construction line. I don't need another one, so I'm going to deselect my line. Okay, I am going to do another construction line from this point straight down. So I'm going to choose line, and click, and make sure it's parallel. So it's a yellow dotted line, and click. Now the purpose of that, let me get rid of my line, is that we are going to be placing our peg holes along these dotted lines. Okay, I'm not going to do this whole thing for you, but I'm going to get you started. So you'll notice on your drawing that these holes for the golf tees are 3/4 of an inch away from each other. And I don't know how far 3/4 of an inch is from this to the next one, but I will show you. I'm going to make a line. I'm going to click here on that point, and I'm going to come down, and I could try to get it exactly 0.75, but that's kind of difficult. I want it right on this yellow dotted line. I'm going to click, and then I'm just going to type with my keyboard 0.75, enter. And that now made a new point at the end of that line, and this will show me where I want to put my holes. So you will do this for everything. You'll have holes going down this side, holes going down this side, and you're going to even make guidelines going sideways so that you can place your rows as well. Just for now, I'm going to go ahead and unclick this line here, and you will do much more with this. I'm going to hit the green check mark because I'm going to show you what you're going to do with this next step. So I've drawn these kind of guidelines on top of my triangle. By the way, if you ever want to look at some of your sketches, like sketch one, I double click, it'll show me sketch one. If I double click on extrude, it shows me the extrude that I made. Okay, you can always double click to get back to these things. Sketch two, that's what I did here. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to create a hole on each of these points. Of course, you'll have 14 of them. We've only got 2. But what I'm going to do is click on the hole tool, and I'm going to place it right here on that first point. and it makes a hole, and then I have to tell it what size to make it. So you're going to set the diameter, which is this, and the depth. You need to look at your sketch so that you know. Okay, I can create another hole here with the exact same size. So once you set this, all the holes will be the same size. And you can see here, if I rotate in here, I've got my holes. Now it looks like I made those too deep because they go all the way through. Okay, yours will not do that. It should be solid at the bottom. But hopefully this gets you going and you guys know what to do. So hope this helps. Good luck.